अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यामनुभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam 2.6.43 to 45 in Sanskrit. Sanskrit verses, please.
Yes.
Sanskrit verses, please. Yes. I will read, I will chant only the first verse.
Okay.
Aham bhavo yajna ime prajesha dakshadayo ye vavadadayascha tvarlokapala khagalokapala trilokapala salalokapala gandharva vidyacharane gandharva vidyacharanesha ye yakshar क्षोरनागनाथाः ये वा ऋषीणां वृषभापितानां दैत्येन्द्र सिद्धेश्वर दानवेन्द्रा अन्ये च प्रेतपिशाचभूत पुष्पाण्डयादो मृगपक्षधीशा यत्किञ्च लोके भगवन् महस्व दोजा सहस्वद्बलवत् क्षमावत् श्रीभिः विभूत्यात्म अवधभूतार्णम् तत्वं परम रूप वद स्वरूपम. The three verses. Can you go down with translation? Below. Straight below. Straight below. Further below. Translation. I myself, Brahma, Lord Shiva. Wait. Go down, please. Come up again. I, Brahma, myself, Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu, great generators of living beings like Daksha and Prajapati, yourself, Naradas and Kumaras, who are listening to this verse, heavenly demigods like Indra, Chandra, the leaders of the Bhurloka planets, the leaders of the earthly planets, the leaders of the lower planets, the leaders of the Gandharva planets, the leaders of the Vidyadhara planets, the leaders of Charana Loka planets, the leaders of Yakshas, Rakshasas, Uragas, the great sages, the great demons, the great atheists, the great spacemen, as well as the dead bodies, evil spirits, satans, jinn, Kushmandas, great aquatics, great beasts and great birds, etc. In other words, anything and everything which is exceptionally possessed of power, opulence, mental and perceptual dexterity, strength, forgiveness, beauty, modesty, opulence, and breeding, whether in the form or in the formless condition, may appear to be the specific truth or the form of the Lord, but actually they are not so. They are only a fragment of the transcendental potency of the Lord, purport by His divine grace. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Those in the list given above, beginning from the name Brahmaji, the first living creature within the universe, down to Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu, Narada, and the other powerful demigods, men, supermen, sages, rishis, and the other lower creatures of extraordinary strength and opulence, including the dead bodies, satans, evil spirits, jinn, aquatics, birds, beasts may appear to be the Supreme Lord because they are possessing a lot of power, but factually, none of them is the Supreme Lord. Every one of them possesses only a fragment of the great potencies of the Lord. The less intelligent man is surprised to see the wonderful actions of material phenomena, as the aborigines are fearful of great thunderbolt, a great and gigantic banyan tree, or a great lofty mountain in the jungle. That means some species of human beings are afraid of these three things. For such undeveloped human beings, merely a sight of display of Lord's potency is captivating. A still more advanced person is captivated by the powers of the demigods and goddesses. Therefore, those who are simply astonished by the powers of anything in the creation of the Lord without any factual information of the Lord Himself are known as Shaktas or worshippers of great powers. In Indian context, Shaktas means worshipper of Shakti, worshippers of great powers. The modern scientist is also captivated by the wonderful actions and reactions of the natural phenomena and therefore is also a Shakta. These lower grade persons, that means Prabhupada is writing, scientists also are low grade people. They gradually rise to become Shauriyas. That means Saur means sun, of the sun. Sun means Surya. And Sauriyas means of the sun, worshippers of the sun god. Or Ganapatyas, that means Ganapati. Or the followers of Ganapati are called Ganapatyas, worshippers of the mass of people as Janata Janardan or Daridra Narayan in the form of Ganapati. And then rise to the platform of worshipping Lord Shiva in search of ever existing soul. So Shiva is the first person in this list up till now. He is an eternal living being. He is eternally existing soul. Then to the stage of Lord Vishnu and his worship, the super soul, without any information of Govinda, the supreme Lord Krishna, who is the original Lord Vishnu. In other ways, some are worshippers of race, nationality. Some are worshipping birds. Some are worshipping tigers in India, beasts, evil spirits, bhutas, pretas, satans, Shani. The general worshippers of Shani Dev, the Lord of distressful condition, or Shitala Devi, the goddess of smallpox, is also common to the mass of people. In India specifically, you'll find people worshipping Shani, Guru, Shukra, Mangala, everything. In my childhood, there was very close by my house, there's a famous temple of Shitala Devi. Even today it exists. Very, very, very famous temple. So we are very familiar with what Prabhupada is speaking. And there are many foolish men who worship the mass of people or the poor class of men. So different persons, societies and communities, etc., worship some of the potent manifestations of the Lord. That means whatever appears to be very powerful, shining, opulent, mysterious, people worship just because of the awe and reverence. The natural tendency of the living entity is to be impressed by awe and reverence, opulence, power, potency that attracts people. So these are worshipping people who are having these powers. But in this verse, it is advised by Brahmaji, very significant. After describing everything, Brahmaji is saying, none of them are Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are only borrowed plumes from the original Almighty Lord Krishna. Simply, but the spark of the splendor as per Bhagavad Gita. When the Lord advises in Bhagavad Gita to worship Him alone, It is to be understood, and that worshipping Lord Krishna includes worshipping all that is mentioned above, all that is opulent, all that is shining, all that is splendorous is but the spark of Krishna, and inclusive. Are inclusive in Krishna. When the Lord is described is formless in the Vedic literature, it is to be understood that all these forms mentioned above within the experience of universal knowledge are different exhibitions of the Lord's transcendental potencies only. Parasya Shaktir Vividhaiva Suyate. And none of them factually represents the transcendental form of the Lord. But when the Lord actually descends to the earth or anywhere within the universe, the less intelligent class of men also mistake him to be one of them. Thus, they imagine the transcendence to be formless or impersonal. Actually, the Lord is not formless, nor does he belong to any of the multiforms experienced within the universal forms. One should try to know the truth about the Lord, by following the instructions of Brahmaji. Haribol. Thank you very much. You can remove the screen share now. Haribol. I hope everybody has understood the purport given by Prabhupada. Amazing purport. In essence, there are many, many powerful things and powerful beings in the creation of the Lord. Even some so-called, uh, immovable objects like mountain are also amazing and bewildering. Oceans are also amazing and bewildering. The way the size is, the way the height is, the way the depths are, the way the expanse is, unimaginable. I was just talking a few minutes ago in another lecture that if I give you a 10-liter measuring pot, and if I tell you, please go and find out how much water is there in the ocean, how many liters? Would you be able to measure the ocean with 10 liters pot, 10,000 liters measuring pot, 100,000 liters measuring pot? If I give you, can you measure the ocean? No. If I give you a weighing scale of 10 kilos, 100 kilos, 1000 kilos, and tell you, please go and weigh the mountain, how much the mountain is weighing. And there are one mountain or one ocean in the creation. There are unlimited number of, many, many, many mountains and many, many, many oceans are there in the one planet called Earth. And there are 14 planetary systems, graha lokas, not only grahas, graha lokas, planetary systems. That means there are many, many planets in one system. And there are 14 such levels of systems. And each system has got such many mountains and such many oceans. And leave aside the rivers and the water reservoirs and ponds and lakes, forget them. So non-living things are also opulent. What to speak of living beings? There are demigods, there are rakshasas, there are bhutas, there are pretas, there are kushmandas, there are formless ghostly creatures, there are formful demigod-like creatures, human being-like creatures. And everybody appears to be so magnanimous, so powerful, so great, so opulent that people even worship them. In Indian villages, they worship tiger. In some Indian villages, they worship ghosts. They worship so many kinds of animals and birds also. Some of them have their Kula Devata, the god of their whole family lineage is ghost or is animal, because people see that opulence in that animal. The opulence which the tiger has, you don't have. Tiger can digest raw flesh straight from the animal in his stomach. No cooking required, no spicing required. Huh? So much powerful acid. If you put your finger in tiger's abdomen, in stomach, the finger will not come back. There will be no finger anymore. The finger will be digested. So much strong acid is there. That is an opulence. That impresses you because you don't have that opulence. So then you start worshipping that opulence. Or the person who has the opulence, the animal. And then comes demigods. They have so much power. The wind god controls the wind. Indra controls the rain. Varuna controls the water reservoirs. So much power is there. The sun gives light and heat to all the 14 planets. Imagine. The moon gives light in the night. Can't imagine the power of these demigods. And Brahma goes on explaining variety of living beings, unimaginable sets of living beings. Vidyadharas, Charanas, Yakshas, all heavenly and below. There are great living beings. And then he says, by the way, please listen. You may think one or many of these things are God. You may think maybe he is God. Maybe tiger is God. Maybe Yaksha is God. Maybe he is God. Devarishi is God. Narada is God. Maybe this is God. I am God. Maybe they think I am God, Brahma. But be attentive to me, to what I am saying, Brahma is saying. None of these above described people or things are gods. They are but the spark of the splendor of the Lord. Even Vishnu is not the Lord, he is saying. All the Vishnus are expansion of one original person, that is Sri Krishna. So that is what is to be understood. Most important thing in our life. And then he is explaining how people start worshipping things, then power, then demigods, then Vishnu, and then after long time Vishnu, the Supreme Lord Krishna. So much journey is there. So many lifetimes are, you can say, utilized or wasted or whatever. In coming to the point of understanding that there is somebody called Krishna who is Supreme Personality of Godhead. It takes so much time because animals, birds, beasts, demigods, so many people are there in between to come to know that, oh, there is somebody called Sri Krishna. Just now, while speaking to you, I am reminded of the story of Lord Banke Bihari. Huh? Lord Banke Bihari is in Vrindavan. We are in month of Kartik. So remembering Vrindavan is very important. So there was an old man and he worked very hard in his life, Whole life he worked very hard and he thought, oh, now I should worship the Supreme. Life is very short. So he found the village chief as the Supreme. He started serving him. One day the district magistrate came. So he saw this village in charge serving him. So he left the service of village in charge and went to the magistrate and started serving him. Then one day he saw the magistrate serving a minister of the state. So he left the magistrate and started serving the minister of the state. Then one day he saw the state minister serving the chief minister of the state. So he left the state minister and went to the chief minister of the state and started serving him. Then he saw there are many chief ministers. They are worshipping a prime minister of the country. So he left the chief minister and went to the prime minister of the country. And he served him for a long time. And then he saw somebody called king came. And the prime minister was so much subservient to the king that he understood that the king is the boss. the highest personality. So he left the prime minister and went to serve with the king. The man was very old, he had less time. So he started serving the king. He said, I want to serve you. You're the supreme person. So many days he served him. And one day suddenly he saw, out of the blue, the king was not wearing any royal clothes, not wearing any ornaments, not wearing the crown, no bangles, no jewelry, white cotton dhoti, white cotton covering, loose hair. He took some paraphernalia of worship and he started walking in the forest. So very curiously and opulent, with awe and reverence, he just followed the king. And he saw that the king went to a temple in deep forest. And there he saw the king was not even wearing his chappals, he was barefoot. He went inside the temple and started worshipping the Lord in the temple. And that temple was of Lord Banke Bihari. So the old man understood that the king is also subordinate to somebody called Lord Banke Bihari. So he left the king, and by the time he had lost so much of time, he became very old. So he left the king there itself. The king went back home without knowing this man is following him. And this man, okay. So this man, it was almost late night because the king was serving the Lord Banke Bihari almost whole night. Just before it became dawn, maybe from today's calculation, 2 3 a.m. in the morning, the king left. And no, sorry, I'm very sorry. Somewhere when it was time to sleep for the Lord, the temple was about to be closed, and the Lord and the king left. The king served him till the time of Lord sleeping, Shayana. The king left, and this old man decided to stay back to serve the Lord Banke Bihari. Obviously, it was Vrindavan, naturally. So king left, the man is standing at the door, and the people who are worshipping the Lord, they are coming out now to close the temple and lock the temple from outside. They have put the Lord to rest. So the man said to the pujaris, please engage me in the service of the Lord. So the puja purohit saw that this man is very, very, very eager to serve the Supreme. He said, you come tomorrow morning. Lord is now already gone to sleep. So you meet tomorrow morning. He said, no, I don't know whether I'll live tomorrow till tomorrow morning. I may die. I'm so old. I want to start serving him right now. So the pujaris felt this man is madman. Like he's not understanding that Lord is sleeping. Tomorrow morning he'll wake up and we can give some service. He's so keen that I want to serve him right now. Then they also made a funny remark. Said, okay, don't let anybody come in or come out from this door. And the door is locked. So how will somebody come in or come out? Just to get rid of him, they told him, don't let anybody come in or get out of this door. Stay here as a guard. So in the middle of the cold night, he stood there as a guard. The pujaris locked the door, put a big lock, and they left. And you can say it must be 10 p.m., something like that. So he's standing in the middle of the cold. And little later, after everybody is quiet and nobody is there, everybody is left, Lord Banke Bihari comes out of that door. And this old man says, hey, who are you? Stop. I am supposed to guard this particular door. I am told in service to Lord Banke Bihari, I am told not to let anybody in or anybody out because Lord Banke Bihari is sleeping inside. So the man who came out said, I am myself Lord Banke Bihari. So immediately fell at the feet of Lord Banke Bihari. Because he has traveled so much, from the village leader to district magistrate to state minister to chief minister to prime minister to king. He has progressed so much time he has taken as an old man. And he finally found Lord Banki Bihari himself, the Supreme Lord. He's asking, where are you going, my Lord? He fell at his feet, offered pranams, and told him, what can I do for you? I want to serve you. Please engage me in your service. I'm waiting to serve you. They told me to wait till morning, but you have given your kind darshan to me right now. So please engage me in your service. The Lord said, oh wow, wonderful. Please come with me. The Lord said, the old man said, where are you going? He said, I'm going to play Ras Leela. I'm going to enter Ras Leela. So he said, okay, I'll come with you. So Lord ahead, old man behind, started walking, walking and walking and walking. And the Lord takes him in deep forest. And then he says, you wait here now. I will go and come back. You wait here till I come back. This is your service. So he waited there. Lord went inside the Rasa Leela. And the Lord danced the whole night. Whole night Lord danced. In early morning, something like 3 or 4 o'clock, the Lord came back, met the old man, and said, I have done my Ras Leela. Now let's go back. So Banke Bihari and this old man are walking back to temple early morning. And lo and behold, the old man stops at the door of the temple, and the Lord just goes inside the locked door. Lord just disappears from there. That means goes inside. But before going inside the locked door, the Lord saw the old man was shivering because he was shivering the whole night. And now still it is cold. The old man is shivering. The Lord said, oh, it's very cold. Take my shawl and I will cover you. So Lord removed his warm shawl and put it on the old man's body, covered him fully, said, stand here. And he went inside. As this event happened, within a few moments, the pujaris came back again to open the temple for Mangal Arati. He asked, why are you going so early in the morning in temple? Pujari said, of course, for Mangal Arati. Again, they understood that this man is a fool number one. How can he ask such foolish question? Who goes to temple at 4 in the morning? For Mangal Arati only. He said, no, no, you can't go and do Mangal Arati. The Lord has just gone to rest. How can you wake him up? He has just gone to rest. So they were now fourth time convinced this man is fool number one. Fourth time they were convinced he's fourth degree fool. So they in front of him did not listen to him, opened the big lock, went inside the door, and they played the bell and they woke the Lord up, entered the Garbhagriha and saw that the shawl that they had worn on the body of the Lord in the night was missing. So they were wondering. They came out and they saw that shawl on the body of this old man. Said, how did you get that shawl? Said, I told you, you're not listening to me. The Lord was with me the whole night. He took me to Rasalila arena. I was guarding there. He played the Rasalila whole night. He walked back with me. He saw me shivering. So he gave his shawl to me and said, you should wait here. I was telling you, don't wake him up. But you disturbed him. But this time they have to believe him. Fifth time they didn't understand. They didn't say he's a fifth degree fool. They understood he's a first class devotee. The highest class of devotee man. And from that time on, Bake Bihari's Mangal Arati is going on at 9:30 in the morning. From that day onwards, Bake Bihari Lord in Vrindavan doesn't have Mangal Arati at 4:30 a.m. because they all believe that he goes for night Ras Leela. He sleeps early morning, so they wake him up at 9:30 in the morning. The latest Mangal Arati, the most late Mangal Arati is of Bake Bihari. So why I told this story to you is that the way the people progress from, the village leader to the district magistrate, and to so and so. In human race also, people progress from ghosts, from animals, and like that they go on progressing. Finally, they worship the Shakti. There is Mayavad, Shakto, Devi. Then they worship demigods. Then they worship, like whatever combinations. And gradually, Bahunam Janmanam Ante, Bahunam Janmanam Ante, after many, many lifetimes, Jnanavan Mam Prapadyante, they become knowledgeable. And the best of knowledgeable people, Mam Prapaddi, they surrender to me. Why? Because they understood Vasudevam Sarvamiti, me, Vasudeva, is Sarvamiti, everything, all in all, is Vasudeva, the Supreme Lord Krishna. And then he says, such a man is very rare. So Mahatma, Sudurlabha. But we don't need to go through Bahunam Janmanam Ante. We don't have to go through many, many lifetimes to come to know to that Supreme Lord is Krishna. We can come to know about it instantly just by reading Prabhupada's books, which are Krishna's books, Krishna's advices, Krishna's instructions, Krishna's pastimes. If we read his books, instantly you will come to know Sri Krishna is the Supreme Lord. You don't have to undergo many lifetimes of journey. And it is not the end of the story that you know that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. That's not the end of the story. I would say that is the beginning of the story. I'll give an example to you. I'm a medical doctor. So, what does my degree say? That before getting admission into medicine, I go to primary school, I go to secondary school, I go to 10th grade, I go to intermediate college, then I give a lot of entrance exams. So many things I have done for another 17 years, and so many levels of clearance is there. And then what I do? I enter in medical college. I don't become doctor. I begin my medical study, my dear Prabhus and Matajis. I begin, I'm not ending. And then I go on for another 10 years for various, branches of medicine to specialize. And after that, long time I journey and I become a specialized doctor. But that's not the end, my dear friends. It's also a beginning of my practice. I am coming out as a fresh doctor. I have to begin my career. I have to work hard. I have to meet people to send patients. I have to get my practice. I have to get my bread and butter. And even if I settle down as a doctor, I'm still beginning. I have to get married and start my so-called normal life, grihastha life. I am beginning a long time to go to settle down as a doctor, as an established family man. And then after 45, 50, I will say, oh, now I am settled. By the time joint pains, high blood pressure, diabetes already is setting. So I may think once I get into medical college, everything is fine. Now then I say, oh, just beginning. Once I pass out my medicine, it's just beginning. So many beginnings are there. When the end will come, we don't know. So like that, we don't have to go through all this variety of worships. Just surrender to a pure devotee like Prabhupada, read his books, take his words as truth, and surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. Become his devotee, be blissful from that very moment, and in end of the life, reach the supreme abode, Goloka Vrindavan. No need to waste your time here and there, searching for many powers here and there, studying all the powerful things that you see, searching all the opulent things and studying them, and wondering how the things are so powerful. No need to waste time. So just knowing, I said, is not the end. It's just the beginning. What do you know? What do you do after knowing? Just don't leave there because you know. Once you know that he is supreme, you start trying to connect with him. I want to connect with you, my Lord. I want to know you more. I want to relate to you. I want to serve you. I want to become a pal. I want to become a friend. I want to become your servant. So many, what relationship I can develop with you, my Lord. I want to serve you. I want to please you. I want to know you more and more and more. I want to take your blessings. I want to be connected to you. I want to be disconnected to the world around me. So, the knowing itself is a long journey, but knowing is the beginning of the blissful Krishna conscious life of Satchidananda. It's just the beginning. So that's why it becomes very easy when you read Prabhupada's books. It becomes very easy. And becomes very, very, very easy in the month of Kartik. All that you read and all that you do suddenly becomes rewarded in hundreds and thousands of times. You have learned now that I need to chant Hare Krishna. You need to follow four principles. You need to read Bhagavad Gita. You need to serve the devotees. You need to go to temple. You need to go to holy places. And you start doing that. And the same things you do in the month of Kartik. And you suddenly come to know, wow, all these normal things which I do every other time in the year are rewarded hundreds and thousands of times more that I do in this month. Wow. And you take some wow in this month with a wow in the heart. Wow effect. You take a wow. With a WOW effect, you take a VOW. Wow. And follow that wow. And say you follow that wow for 30 days. At the end of this very life, you will be back home, be back to Godhead with Sri Krishna, the rarest to be found, the rarest to be met with. You will be with him. That is the power of this month. We have full faith, listen attentively, and we do it ourselves. This sloka can be given purport or can be lectured upon for hours and hours together because there are so many different kind of personalities I explained here. If we start explaining each Kushmanda and Yaksha and Kinnara and Chanu and Vidyadhara and Charanas, we go hours and hours together. They are very specialized people. But what Brahmaji has told in the end is most important than all the things. That none of these is the Lord. They are but the spark of the splendor of the Lord. Not even splendor of the Lord, the spark of the splendor. And then the owner of the splendor is the Lord. And the Lord has a name. And the Lord has a form. And the Lord has an abode. And Lord has pastimes and so many so forth things which we need to know, get connected to, get benefited from, get blessed with. That is human life. Not to waste our time to explore what is shining, what is brilliant, what is opulent. Don't waste time. Just look at the Supreme, connect with Him, belong to Him, be His property. Let Him own you. You belong to Him, and life becomes glorious. And then you start shining like a sun, and the spark of the splendor of the Lord. It sparks in you also. It manifests in you also. Makes your life so wonderful and blissful. Let us all chant Hare Krishna in the month of Kartik. Demigods, all the people who are described in this, powerfully situated people, they want to associate with the person who is taking some vow and following that vow in the month of Damodar. They want to associate, they want to live in his body of the person who takes some vrata in this month. So much so, one becomes glorious in this month. Let us all take this information given by Brahma seriously. Don't waste our time. Just surrender to one Supreme Lord and make your life surrender to Him. The success is already there. It's already there. No need to even search the success. You are already successful when you are with the Lord, connected with the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you, my dear friends. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Great Vishwarup Prabhu. Thank you so much. Um, it was very interesting how you were reading the Sanskrit words, because I think this is my first time seeing somebody reading the actual Sanskrit words.
You
So,
are not realizing every time I do that in Africa class. Every time. I only read Sanskrit only.
oh, see,
Every
I haven't
time.
paid
Not now.
attention to
It must be
that.
10th or
Okay,
15th time. Every time I read Sanskrit only.
okay.
And every time I've been telling you, bring it up, bring it up. I want to read the Sanskrit now.
Yeah, see,
Remember?
I hear
Ah,
that, but I thought you just reading it the English.
no.
It's very beautiful, very, very beautiful. And dear devotees, if anyone has something to ask or to say, please unmute yourself and you'll be asked to speak. Hare Krishna.
I see the wheel of time moving.
Thakur Prabhu, please, you may unmute.
I see the wheel of time constantly moving.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Hare Krishna.
Hi,
Hare
Bol.
Krishna.
So, thank you, Prabhu, for your presentation.
Jai.
And I read the story already, a different version, but the similar, the outcome similar, that the person actually met the person who was the greatest. I think it was entitled Who Was the Greatest. So he went to another person, started who was the greatest, and he saw them worshiping different persons. They eventually found out who was that supreme personality. So yeah, so thanks for another version, but the outcome is the same. And as you said that the purport, just so you could maybe take forever to have lectures and that purport. That's so much nectar in there, man. You take
Yeah.
maybe many lifetimes to so thank you very much. And as usual, it's also appreciation for the Prabhus who made the presentation and for those who are on the Sangha. Thank you once again for your presentation.
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Thakur Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. So anyone else with something to share? I think it's in the preface to the Bhagavad Gita, where Srila Prabhupada says that one may read this Bhagavad Gita and find all bona fide scriptures presented in this Bhagavad Gita. And I was pleasantly surprised today because I had not come across the word jinn.
Jinn, J-I-double-N.
Yeah, jinni. Yes, I only hear it from the Muslims. It's in our scriptures also.
Yes.
Yeah. So I know, like me coming from Africa, I know people who worship these lesser spirits.
Yes.
And so from what we read, it means that gradually they will evolve from that worship to
Higher
hopefully to come to the higher worship. Krishna
long
Swami.
detour.
Yeah.
Long detour and long waste of time.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful.
So we will end. If there's no question, we'll take leave.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Oh, Hare Krishna. Salika Prabhu, please.
Vishwarup Prabhu, please accept my respectful obeisances. All
Dandavad,
glories from
pranam,
the
jai ho.
All glories to you.
All glories to you. Very bold.
Prabhuji, I wanted to ask a question in regards to the Kartik month. In the course of your lecture, you spoke a little bit about the month of Kartik and the unique importance and a lot of benefits that are there. And when we speak about months like month of Kartik, Ekadasi days, Jamastami, and special days, months in the devotional service, sometimes I find it difficult whether I'm doing the right thing when with desire for benediction, because a devotee, according to our scriptures, does not ask for anything from Krishna. We long, we desire to have this mood, but our material condition is so complex that it becomes difficult to not ask for the Lord for blessings or boon. Can you give a comment on this, Prabhuji?
So, it's like in the beginning of spiritual life, there's no harm in desiring to get out of the material world. It is required unless you have you have a desire to get out of the material world. You will continue living here. So when you get frustrated here, the first thing is I want to get out, and then, oh Lord, please help me to get out. That means mukti. You want mukti. You want moksha. But as you progress further, you come to know, why do I want moksha? I want to go to the Lord. So the higher desire comes up, higher than moksha. That I'm not desiring only to get out, but I want to go to the kingdom of God. And then you further progress, renouncing the desire of moksha to go to the Lord. And when you are progressing on the path, sincerely, you come to know that higher than that abode of the Lord is to be able to serve the Lord and his devotees. And then you say, Mama Janmani Janmanishwari, I don't even want liberation. I want to serve you, my Lord. I want to become your devotee. Bhavatat bhaktir ahaitukhi toi. Unintentional, unmotivated service I want, my Lord. Whether you keep me here or take me back or wherever, keep me amongst your devotees and let me serve them and serve you. So there is no harm to have a desire to get out of the world or to have a desire to go to the kingdom of Lord. Keep it up, go ahead, even that will fall off. And you will say, Mama Janmani Janmanishwari. So if you are now following Kartik and having a desire for benediction, no problem. At least you are not desiring sex life, money, fame, wealth, all those things. You are desiring the things connected with the Lord. Good. Keep it up. No need to feel guilty about it. Keep it up. Keep going on. These things will automatically fall off. You will come to know as a ripe fruit falls from the tree on its own. These desires also will fall off. And you will say, my Lord, wherever you keep me is fine. Just let me be engaged in your service. Make me your servant and keep me wherever you want. In the material world, send me back, give me some service and send me back, or keep me with you and let me serve you, or send me back to material world to preach. My Lord, whatever you want, I am okay with you. That is the highest stage. It will come. It will not come overnight. It will come gradually. As you go on sincerely pursuing the path of bhakti, these things will come upon you on their own. So fine. If somebody can get attracted to worship the Lord by the temptations of the benedictions available in Kartik, fine. Please come in. Take the benedictions. As you take the benedictions, get the benefit of the benedictions, you will come to know that this is not the end in all. I want bhakti. Tatha prema bhaktim swakame prayacha. Namokshe grahamosti damodareha. Oh my Lord, the way you worship, the way you bestowed your bhakti on the sons of Kuvera. Same thing with me also. I don't want moksha. I don't want anything else, oh Damodar. I want only your service. This means nothing to me. This moksha, this nothing it means to me. It only means to me to serve you. That's all. That is the essence of all the path of bhakti. Okay? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhu, for your answer. Please, Prabhu, if you I know it's late in India. You are in India, right, Prabhu?
Yes.
Yeah, Prabhu, please permit me to ask one other question.
Yes.
Okay, Prabhuji, in devotional service is said to be individual and collective. Sincerely, anyone who practices devotional service can tell from his heart the level of his advancement in devotional service without anybody telling. But when we talk about devotee community, is it possible to identify an advancing devotee, because sometimes the devotional service, pure devotional service, sometimes is imitated by sahajas. And sometimes somebody even institutionally gets position, he gets even initiation, he gets higher level of maybe even a guru. But how do we see qualities of advancement on the part of bhakti as a third party?
So, how do you come to know somebody is advancing in bhakti or not?
Is that
When one has taste for chanting the holy name beyond 16 rounds, he or she wants to chant more and more and more. He doesn't want to stop. Or one who is very, very humble than blade of grass, very tolerant, very respectful, and one who is always eager to serve even the smallest of all small devotees. That is a sign of advancement. When you want to serve, when you want to chant more and more, that is a sign of service. When you have taste for the Hari Katha, when you have taste for the holy name of the Lord, when you have taste for serving the devotees of the Lord all the time, that's how you judge your or anybody else's progress in bhakti. So it is not to be spoken, it is supposed to be practiced. It is to be seen in practice more than words. But actions will tell whether we have been advancing or not.
Thank you very much.
It is not the good lecture that we give and lot of knowledge that we exhibit. It is totally different than all those things. It is when we are eager to chant the holy name, eager to serve the devotees of the Lord at any level, menial service, eager to hear about the Lord. That is where the advancement lies, not in knowledge. Hari
Hare
Bol.
Krishna.
Hari
Yeah,
Bol.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
very
much, Prabhuji,
so much.
for the answer. Oh, Krishna, it's very, very beautiful. Saleka Prabhu, thank you so much for the question. And His Grace Vishwarup Prabhu, thank you so much for the answer. As you were answering, Prabhuji, I was thinking, you were talking about even when you became a doctor, you were still starting. You ended, yeah. That clicked a lot of sense to me. I said, wow, because if you're going to school, you want to become a medical doctor, in your mind, you're feeling that once I become a doctor, yay. Then you become a doctor, you realize that you are just beginning.
Starting.
Again,
And when you will reach Golok Vrindavan, you will come to know I am just starting.
I'm just starting.
The real life
Yes.
is starting. The beginning of my
Yes.
life is taking place.
So we can study scriptures, we can study scriptures, we can speak what we have read and understood, but it is said that this knowledge is called revealed. In other words, I cannot just read it and think that I know or I understand. It has to be revealed to me by the one who has the knowledge. So my question is, how can one become so humble to understand that it is not by my studies that is going to help me understand this knowledge? It has to be given to me so that we may get the mercy of the Guru and Shri Krishna to have this knowledge to serve Guru and Krishna.
Simply by serving the sincere devotees of the Lord, you will get that humility of begging for knowledge from realized souls. Only by Syan Mahat Sevaya Vipra, by serving the devotees, by only this means, by only the means of serving the devotees, you will receive everything that you need in your spiritual life. You need humility, you will get it. You will need tolerance, you will get it. You will need respectfulness, you will get it. You need eagerness, that you will get it. You will get everything that you need in bhakti by serving the devotees. So don't give up serving the devotees. There are two Yuga Dharmas in Kali Yuga. One Yuga Dharma is to chant the holy names. Second Yuga Dharma is to serve the devotees. And amongst the two, serving the devotees is more important because that gives you taste of the holy name. You can't just chant, because you can chant 64 rounds but have no desire to serve the devotees. No taste for the holy name also will be there. Number game will be there. But you serve the devotees, you will get the taste of the holy name. Every round will be meaningful to you. Every Hare Krishna Mahamantra and the one round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra will be extremely meaningful to you when you chant. Only when you serve the devotees. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
With the best wishes for all of you for following a effective, fruitful month of Damodar. I offer my most humble obeisances to all of you from the holy land of India in the month of Kartik, and beg for blessings for all of you from Lord Damodar and Urjeshwari Radharani to bless all of you with bhakti and devotion. Thank you.
Jai.
Yeah, thank you so much.